Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your host, TV Scouting MMA, and
the Guru, back again from Shanghai, China, where we've got a light heavyweight main event between Johnny Walker and Mingyang Zhang, and a co-main event, 5 rounds, between Brian T. City Ortega and the former champ Aljamain Sterling. Should be a fantastic card. I cannot wait to wake up at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for it. But before we can get into this fantastic card, we have a very special guest. Make sure you're following him over on patreon.com, 138MMA. Make sure you're checking them out on Cloudbet. Make sure you're checking them out on YouTube. 138. Tyler,
what's
up, go, buddy? Good to see you again,
dude. It's so good that I'm so happy to be on this event here, because first off, it's always good seeing you guys, and then also you guys bring me on for the coolest cards, like the cards that I think are like the most. Usually, it's the exotic cards, which is what I like. So I'm here for it. I'm super happy that you guys brought me on.
You're an exotic guy, so we like to match you for that. I think it's a perfect fit.
Yes.
What was the last card we had you for?
Gosh, was it Macau maybe?
No way.
It might have been
recent, but that could have been one of them though. That Macau Madness definitely could have been.
That would be so funny. We'll have.
Yeah, it would have been pretty crazy if it was that one, but it was definitely one that was like one of the more exotic ones. I do remember this, but I think it was Macau actually.
If it's a Vegas card, I'm gonna be pissed.
A Vegas card.
We definitely have, though. There's been multiple times. Yeah. Tyler is a good friend of the show, and one thing I love is if you're watching his channel, you get the whiteboard with all the positives, negatives, a lot of tape study, and great analytical reads. And he's not afraid to take a dog shot, I'll tell you that. But listen, tough times last week, I think, for a lot of people involved at the pay-per-view. But we're here for a bounce back, okay? It wasn't that bad. It just didn't meet our recent expectations. Still, we're up 20 units or so over the last 3 weeks, even with that 4-unit hit last week. So it's time to get back on track. But what I think we need to do, we got to be careful here. We don't want to have a week off and be sad that we're down a bunch of units because we let it fly and throw spaghetti at 3 a.m. We got to make some good decisions here. So I hope you guys did the right thing. If you haven't already, I can let it slide this time. But the next time I check in, you better have liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Free content. We got the best bets, the best guests, always free picks. So every week, live Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern. We were definitely right on time today. Nothing came up that pushed us a little bit later. But what you guys all came here for, we've got an absolutely electric main event. I mean, is this as much guaranteed violence as you could possibly get?
Please don't say it. Like it's not what I think it's going to be a staring contest now. It's Johnny Walker and Thiago Santos. Like it's just going to be the most boring fight ever now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about all I know is that Zhang likes to bang, man. We've got red label Johnny Walker. He's definitely on the lower end. We're not the black label. We're definitely not the blue label. Johnny's got some work to do to bring his stature back up. So we're all the way down to red label right now. Then we've got the Mountain Tiger, Zhang Mingyang, minus 355. Coming in here, being promoted by the UFC as this exciting, shiny, new 205 prospect, ready to headline a card in Shanghai and do his people proud. You're getting Johnny Walker. And while there's small bits of danger here and there, you're going to really need to mind your P's and Q's. If you have any sort of process and any sort of power, Johnny Walker's got an off button. It's not necessarily difficult to find either. I don't think this fight is necessarily going to take place in the grappling aspect, but say Johnny starts shooting leg locks and, learning from Walter and trying to go for takedowns and get his grappling game going to mitigate the damage coming back. Will be smart. I just don't think he's going to be successful. And, trying to shift gears at this point of his career, we've already seen him kind of go that low volume, play it safe style. And it looked terrible, Guru, to your point. Fights going the distance against Thiago Santos when you never could have imagined it. And it was just lackluster. And that's been the issue with Mr. Red Label at this point. So I don't trust him to pull off the upset at this stage. But, Zhang, you got to be careful, man. There's going to be finishing opportunities aplenty. Walker's going to have a significant, 7-inch reach advantage. He's going to be 4 inches taller. But when this fight gets in the pocket, the faster guy is going to be Zhang. He lands elbows. He lands straight punches. And, when you're all the way inside, they can't land a flying knee on you. They can't land a spinning attack on you. You're going to be the successful one. So, Zhang, mind your P's and Q's, buddy, but it's probably an early knockout. The under 1.5 at -315 definitely lines up with Zhang at -355. Every single one of his knockouts has been round 1. But let's go like round 1, round 2, Zhang Mingyang. It's probably not even plus money. I hate it. But that's the analysis. Guru, what do you got cooking here?
I mean, I don't know. Is it like really that short-sighted to just go Zhang Mingyang round 1 knockout? I mean, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah, it's Occam's razor, right?
He pushes the pace. He hits hard. He forces the action. I mean, he took out a fairly, again, and it's kind of crazy to use durable and Anthony Smith in the same sentence, right? Like, I was kind of a little surprised to see Anthony Smith go out in the way that he did, a little, because he's tough and he doesn't want to die that way.
Yeah, I think we took an over there.
Yeah, like it was surprising, right? So, KO round 1 is -110. It's just like, honestly, you hold your nose, you bet round 2 knockout at +480, and you pray that Johnny Walker gives you 5 minutes. No, I listen. Yeah, -110 is probably still playable. I just don't want to. So why not just watch this main event for the 5 minutes or less that it lasts? Because I don't give Johnny. I don't think it's short-sighted to think Johnny Walker has basically no chance in this fight. I really don't. If you really need something, I guess you play Johnny Walker KO round 1 plus 1100. Otherwise, like, it's just I don't really see it. I don't really see it at all. Tyler, 138.
Okay, so hopefully I can give you a little bit of assurance that it's probably ending in round 1, especially if you're on the Zhang Mingyang side. He has 19 wins. They're all in the first round. Every single one. Yeah. Okay? He has 6 losses. 4 of them are in the first round. One of them is only 15 seconds into the second round, so I think they just messed up the plan a little bit there. But, like, the last time he saw round 2 was clear back in 2018. But yeah, other than that, it's been nothing but round 1s, whether he's winning or losing. And yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just how it goes. Now, I'm not sold on Zhang Mingyang entirely, right? I mean, he does have a loss to that like Askar Mozarov guy, but I think he was like pretty young when that happened because he's young now. Because what,
this guy does not have the, like, if he fights anybody halfway decent, like, I mean, they've given him Bredson. He almost died for his Bredson Ribeiro. Yeah. I mean, this guy is not the goods. Like, this guy is not it. I mean, when I look at the light heavyweight division, it's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is like the last fight he wins. Like, what do you want to give him? Nikita Krylov? Like, Bogdan Guskov beats him. I mean, Volkan Ozdemir is probably the fight. Like, or you give him the loser of the Dom Reyes-Olberg fight, which would be Dom Reyes with whatever's left of his chin. Maybe you give him like that if you're really still trying to set this guy up. But I don't see this guy beating the Azamat Mirzakhanovs.
No.
I mean, again, you want to give him Jamal Hill? Like,
no.
That's an interesting one. I think Jamal Hill should probably be fine. But yeah, I don't.
Hill's fine.
Alexander Rakic, like, I don't see this guy winning many more fights past this one, boys.
So one issue with that, so like I don't think he's the goods either. But then one issue is, okay, like I said, the dude's like what, 27? He's been fighting since 2014. I don't know if you guys are math wizards, but that doesn't check out. He's been fighting since he was like a child, like as a pro. So that doesn't make any sense. Like, he's been fighting as a professional MMA fighter since he was a child. So to be fair, I do have to give him some credit on some of his losses. But
this is Chewbacca. It does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's exactly right. But I do think he wins. I think he wins in the first round. I think he probably knocks out Johnny Walker because most people do, right? If Johnny Walker loses, he probably gets knocked out. Very rarely does he not, at least at this point in his career. And I mean, yeah, there's not much telling me otherwise. So we're going to take Zhang Mingyang and get it done in the first round. And I'm like super confident in it, but I shouldn't be. But he also hasn't lost a fight in 5 years. So a little over 5 years. So it's like, all right, I guess I'm taking him. Oh, one more thing. He was doing an interview over on my buddy Chris's channel, the MMA ecosystem. And he had a translator, right? Because, he doesn't speak English and Chris speaks English. And his translators, translate along. And then the comments are full of people actually translating it. Oh, man, the stuff this guy was saying was pretty savage. So, like, Zhang Mingyang's kind of a savage. So check that interview out if you're looking for a fun time. It was good stuff.
Good. That's pretty solid. Now, yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I think you guys nailed it there. So now what I can tell you also, I did a little research on the in-between. Unfortunate news, it was UFC Vegas 100. But that's exotic because it was the 100th UFC Vegas.
That is, you know what? That is the only exotic Vegas card. And that was Prochus Magni, right?
Yeah, it was pretty high.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll take
that
it.
was exotic. We'll call it exotic. The Haitian sensation in the main event, the Brazilian Thai man in the main event with him.
Nothing more exotic than betting that fight at plus money to start round 2 and Neil Magny getting obliterated with 5 seconds left.
Yeah,
100%.
So I won't advise betting fight to start round 2 in the Walker and Mingyang fight. So
no.
All right, it's T-City, Brian Ortega, plus 250, minus 310 for the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. Super interesting matchup here. Two guys that are probably on the downtrend of their career, just looking logistically at where they're at, where they've been, and what could be coming forward. But I think the one person that's got something to look forward to here is like Aljo. He's making a little hay at 145. Like, that was a close matchup with Movsar Evloev. He actually showed that he can compete. And, that's a tough dude to get into the wrestling and grappling exchanges with. Brian Ortega, man, he's not a minute winner. Like, where Movsar Evloev, like, all he does is win minutes, Ortega is the exact opposite. And I don't think winning moments is going to do it for you against Aljamain Sterling. His submission skills, like offensively and defensively, I don't think he has any issues there. What we've seen in the past is, he can slow down, especially when he was cutting the extra weight to 135. I don't think that's as much of an issue here. And even with 5 rounds against Ortega, I don't see him pushing the type of pace or landing at enough of a successful rate, whether it's takedowns or strikes, to really disrupt Aljo. Aljo's going to be the faster striker. He throws a wider variety of kicks and strikes to all levels. I think Ortega is a little bit boxing-centric, and then relying on his opponent to get into the grappling exchanges and give him a chance. I think Aljo's a bit too good at minding his P's and Q's. And what does he do? Ask Dora the Explorer. Backpack. He goes to these positions where even if he's not as clean getting there, once he gets there, it's as safe as can be. So I don't think that Ortega is really going to get these big moment opportunities. Aljo, I know it's minus 310 now, and especially 5 rounds. Well, that's 5 rounds of opportunities for Ortega to find that amazing finish. But Aljo is one of the more confident picks on the card. I don't like where Ortega's been at, all the damage he's eaten, and I don't think he's looked better recently. I think, even against Yair, he didn't look great to start. It's just Yair does not have it, like that mental it factor. And Aljo, I think he does. He is a former champion, and moving up to 145, he's got something to still fight for. Ortega, between Cortez and the Volk and Holloway matchup, something is not right anymore. So, Guru, we'll give you this one. We'll start switching up the order going forward. But what do you got here, Guru?
Fuck, man. I hate I hate Aljamain Sterling so much.
Wait, why is that though?
Because his style is boring, and he cost us $1 million in the Peter Yan acting job, and cost me more money in the fucking split decision that he didn't win, and cost me money again when he beat TJ Dillashaw, and DJ Dillashaw came in there for the fight with one fucking arm in one of the most ridiculous sanctioned fights that has happened in recent memory. And then he cost me money again when he didn't fucking beat Henry Cejudo. If you're going to go by the scorecards and give him round 5 when that was not his fucking round to win. I don't like this guy. So that being said, his last 3 fights in a row, I'm pretty sure we've gotten right. We got Sean O'Malley on him. We got Calvin Kattar. He got that right. And we had Mosvar. I led that train. So in this spot, I don't think that Aljo's going to get subbed. He's never been subbed. So the top control time from Aljo should be okay. But these guys are going to strike. Like when the ground game negates and Aljo's smart enough to know, like, you're not just going to lay in his guard and shit. Like, he's not going to let that happen. This is going to be striking. And I don't like who's more durable, honestly. It's not fucking Aljamain Sterling. It's not. T-City knocked out twice, but was he? Doctor stoppage after Max Holloway pours it on and freak shoulder injury in a fight that he then gets back. Okay? Brian Ortega by KO plus 1,300. He knocked out Clay Guida. Who knocks out Clay Guida? He does finish people. He does. I wouldn't be surprised to see Aljamain Sterling pull a stunt and some fuckmaster shit. But he should be safe and he should win a decision. But this is not UFC 5. And when I came on here to break it down, I didn't think I was going to say all this, but this is what I said. So I think I need to really consider that when it comes on Saturday, because this fight could be as sketchy gets.
I mean, yeah, it could be, but I feel like it's probably not. I feel like Aljo's got him covered. And you say that Ortega's more durable, but at some point that's going to crack. And my goodness, if he hasn't worn out his damage meter by this point, I mean, it's got to be any minute now.
But
right?
is Pillow Hand Sterling the guy that's going to test him?
I mean, if it cracks, it can crack to anything. I mean, you look at guys like Chuck Liddell, who had the most durable chin ever, and then they're getting knocked out by a strong gust of wind. So it's like, you know.
Okay, so just to be clear, Aljo has 2 UFC KOs. One of them is the illegal knee DQ.
That's fair.
And the other is strikes from back mount versus one-arm TJ Dillon. He has no KOs in the UFC. That is bullshit.
Never know. I'm just saying. If once the chin cracks, it goes. I think he's going to win a decision. I do. But I think he can backpack him too. I honestly think he can take the back of Ortega and stay there. And I understand that Ortega's
that is how he gets control, right? Because in my little shitty breakdown, I'm like, you're not going to want to sit in his guard. That's not really Aljo's game. He's a back taker, to your point.
Yeah, he's going to take the back. When he takes him down, he's not even going to end up in guard. He's going to get those legs to the outside, and Ortega's going to be like, no, that was my guard, and it's going to be gone. And it doesn't matter. He'll get to side.
You're right. He's the better wrestler. It should be fairly boring in that regard. Yeah,
he should mop the floor with him. I think he wins at a really high clip. I think Ortega can catch him or can with something, but it's pretty low percentage. I think he might have the output advantage, Ortega, but even then, I still don't know what he's going to be landing on Aljo, because Aljo is so hard to hit clean with stuff. He's really good at just getting out of the way. So yeah, give me Aljo by decision. I think it's pretty solid.
You're right. And it's that there's more who actually can wrestle. Aljo. Who actually shoots volume takedowns? Aljo. Yeah, it's the back take part of it that makes it.
He's so hard to sub. Hard to sub.
Look at the striking efficiency. Aljo lands 2.5 more strikes per minute at distance, whereas Ortega is the exact opposite of that. So every minute, Aljo should be landing 5 more strikes than him.
I feel like Ortega's stats are skewed forever after the Holloway fight.
It's
the Calvin Kattar effect. You kind of have to remove that stat. You have to be able to remove that fight from the sample to really see it, I think.
I agree.
Well, even if you do, it's probably at 0 at best, and he still gets outstruck by every opponent.
Let's call the striking even, which it's not, right? Let's call the striking even.
Has he said anything about his beak?
He can wrestle. What's up?
Has he said anything about his beak lately?
Oh my God! Right, that crazy lion.
Oh God!
He was talking about the eagle. That was nuts.
Does anybody else remember that?
Yeah. It's not ideal. It's
That
not.
was
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't get why he would be a popular dog this week. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it.
I mean, is that really true though? Ortega's picked at 14% on Tapology.
I've seen a lot of Twitter about it, but I don't think that people are actually about it. Although money did come in on Ortega earlier this week.
I think if you're betting Ortega, it's Ortega KO. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. I really do.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's probably the only way.
That's how I see it.
It's Frankenstein. We have Sergey Pavlovich versus the salsa boy, Waldo Cortez Acosta. We're gonna salsa a little bit, baby. So I think in this matchup, I think Sergey should have his way. Minus 258 seems like an appropriate line to me. Sure, there's the chance that he's just like shell-shocked, staring at Waldo and letting the guy that has a 6-inch reach disadvantage land volume on him from range as a boxing-heavy striker. I just don't envision it at all. Sergey is imposing. This is something that Waldo has not actually faced. I mean, Robelis, I guess he's like imposing, but Sergey has actual legit takedown defense. And Sergey actually has his own wrestling and top time background. And I think he's got way more power on the feet. The fact that Waldo is showing reactions to the power strikes from Sergey Spivak on the back foot, not loving the pressure, giving up rounds to Andrei Arlovsky. You know, there's a lot of conversation about Sergey Pavlovich and is he the same type of guy? Go ahead, give Waldo Cortez Acosta, Tom Aspinall, then Alexander Volkov. The only person that has a longer reach, or at least can kind of match it for Sergey, is Alexander Volkov. And he's way taller. And they also used to train together. So there's a reason why that fight looked ugly. Volkov knew everything that was going to be coming back his way. Waldo's never faced a guy like this. I'm sorry. Not with this type of power and size. Like, the guy's a refrigerator. It's crazy. So it's got to be Sergey. Like Waldo needs to win a tricky outpointing decision. That's his path to victory.
I get, once again, I'm going to talk how both sides of my ass, where I'm kind of scared on this one again, because I just watched him go to a low volume decisionation with Jairzinho. And
he
if you
lands
just
2 takedowns and 6 minutes of control, isn't that not a beautiful thing that he could do against Waldo? It is.
Yeah.
Sergey Spivak lands 2 takedowns. Why couldn't Sergey Pavlovich?
Oh, because Acosta's got better takedown defense than
I don't think
Jairzinho.
so. He proved that against Sergey.
And Spivak's a better wrestler than Pavlovich.
He's only got 67% takedown defense. That's not good. And against 2, it's against the shittiest of competition.
Yeah. You know
what about Marcos Rogerio de Lima, 3 takedowns and killing his calf?
That's the only one that actually makes sense that he loses to by wrestling. Who else took him down?
That's the only good fighter that he's fought.
Who
Sergey
else is taking him
Spivak
down?
is the other guy that. Oh, Chase Sherman also landed a takedown. How about that?
That's so silly.
That's very silly. But was that his first fight?
No, that was his second fight or third. It was
second fight after
and then that was the second.
Yeah, I'd forgive you if you didn't realize Waldo Cortez Acosta is 7-1 in the UFC, which is
that's
absurd.
what I'm saying.
No, so but come on, Jared Chase Sherman, Lucas Dresky, me, TB Arlovsky, Robelis.
You also lost that fight too.
Yeah, it was 1 round unanimously to Andrei Arlovsky.
Yeah.
All right, so he gives up 1 takedown to Chase Sherman, which is bad. He gives up 3 to De Lima, which is not fantastic. But if De Lima does anything, he does like to wrestle a little bit there.
He's not a really good wrestler.
No, he's not. He's more jiu-jitsu. But
yeah, how about he's the guy that got choked out with a forearm by Romanov?
Yeah,
that too. But I mean, that's Fat Boy choked. Yeah, 2 versus Spivak, and he wins that fight by outlanding him. I mean, he lands 110 strikes. When has Sergey done something like that?
Okay, but landing 110 strikes against Sergey Spivak is very different than throwing that amount of strikes versus Sergey Pavlovich. Nobody lands that much volume on Sergey Pavlovich.
Nobody.
Volkov lands 83. Very careful, very technical. He's also 4 inches taller than Pavlovich and used to train with him.
Yeah, that's why we got.
Anyone's done.
Fight goes the distance on that one was pretty.
And we
sexy.
bet Volkov too. Like there
Yes,
was a
we did.
reason to fade him. Why are we upset that this guy shows that he can stay safe? I mean, Jairzinho goes 7 out of 43 on strikes against him. Is that not good by Sergey?
No,
That's
that's why
super
that's why that was his last fucking fight. in the
Okay, but
UFC.
then he also goes 2 out of 2 on takedowns for 6 minutes of control. Is that not good by Sergey? Why are we so mad at him for his last fight? What the fuck? Because he didn't get a round 1 finish?
Who's we?
No, the guru. I'm yelling at him right now. And everyone else on Twitter being assholes. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Because
I log on and all I see is Waldo.
Because we picked him versus Tom Aspinall and he landed one strike that snapped his head back and that's it.
Oh, you shouldn't have picked him. That's the problem. Aspinall
Bro, come on, you're still
he
salty
chosen
about
one.
that? Grow up.
No, I'm just a little scared.
No, we're passing it off to Tyler. Tyler, bring us around. Tell the guru.
So here's the deal. So it makes me nervous picking against Waldo because I've tried to fade the guy in the past and it's come back to bite me like a lot. I had Arlovsky against him. Like I had him bet. I did cash the spread, but still, at least I think I cashed the spread. I feel like I did. But either way, Waldo, I picked Sergey Spivak over Waldo thinking like this guy can't grapple. And then he somehow shuts that guy down. And I'm like, what in the heck? Pavlovich has lost 3 times in his career. 3. One of them was so long ago that obviously that version of Overeem isn't going to beat Waldo because, I mean, that version of Overeem doesn't exist anymore, right? But, like, if you put Waldo against the other 2 people that beat Pavlovich, it ain't close. I take those 2 like all day. So it's like, okay, so I understand the level of competition thing. So I'm like, okay, that I can give him a little bit of grace when I talk about those last 2 losses. So I'm like, okay, Pavlovich, what does he have to offer that Waldo can't deal with? Well, he has a really deceptive range. That's the thing. He's got like an 84-inch wingspan or something ridiculous like that. And even though he doesn't throw a ton of straight punches, his hooks land where most people's jabs are going to land because the dude's got freakishly long arms. He's got like an ape index that's off the charts. So for me, a guy like Sergey Pavlovich, if he can hit Waldo with a big, meaty, like powerful, walloping hook while Waldo's trying to throw his cute little jabs that he does, I feel like the power of Pav is going to come through more than the little like cutesy dancing jabs of Waldo. The problem I see is that Waldo is super durable. It's ridiculous because the number of leg kicks this dude just eats and doesn't give a single care in the world about, and it's alarming. So it does make me wonder that maybe this dude is all of a sudden super durable because in boxing he's been knocked out, which doesn't make any sense to me because in MMA nobody can seem to hurt him. So I don't know what's going on here, but I have to side with Pavlovich. He's fought the better competition. He's beaten the better competition. He's the better fighter everywhere except for maybe salsa dancing. And for me, he has to be the side. But like, I understand why somebody could be like, man, Waldo's 7-1 in the UFC and on a very nice win streak. But yeah, it's got to be Pavlovich. It's got to be.
Yeah, and we've seen guys that are 7-1 end up getting cut from the UFC.
Yeah, Budai.
They're not exciting. Like salsa dancing is not what the people want to see when you're fighting in the UFC octagon.
I mean, Waldo beating up Ryan Spann was great, but I also just don't like Ryan Spann. So there's that.
Yeah. We sillily were on Ryan Spann, which was just a terrible decision. Terrible decision. But what I will say, Sergey Pavlovich, I took a little -200. The guru did not get on the gravy train, and he also is a little bit scared about this matchup, which I respect. Sometimes thoughts diverge, and you got to stick to your guns.
Yeah, Pavlovich should totally win, but like,
did Fabian fight yet?
No, not yet. No. It's Sway Lee time.
Oh fuck! I'm missing Sway Lee.
Yeah,
I'm leaving this shitty podcast. I want to go on Sway Lee.
Oh my god! All right, we've got the Tibetan Eagle. Spread your wings. Sumu Derji -180. Kevin El Gallo Negro Borjas, the Black Cock.
I love it.
Yeah, +150. Tyler, 138. What do you got going on this fight?
First off, Borjas always wins for the funniest nickname in the UFC, like by far. Like that's the best. So he always has my vote for that. Now, when we look at this matchup, it's tough because anytime I want to fade Sumadarji, it's against somebody that can grapple because the dude just gets submitted. Was it like all but one of his losses or submissions? I'm pretty sure. So it's like the guy can't defend a submission, but he's improving slightly. He's getting there. He's developed some scrambles that are all right. But other than that, like his grappling defense is not good. He's really long though, and he's like rangy, and he can crack at range really well. Borjas is not an offensive grappler. He lacks in the offensive grappling department. He's got good defensive grappling. The dude's got a nasty sprawl and crossface. I like that. But he's more of a striker. And a lot of people are down on him, on Borjas, because his first 2 fights in the UFC. And then I challenge you to go look at who that is and like give him a little bit of a, okay, I understand now. So it's whatever. So for me, Borjas is, if you're giving me Borjas as an underdog, I kind of have to take him, but I don't like that this is over in Sumadarji's part of the world. Borjas is going to go clear across the world into a different time zone. He's a lower fighter on the card, so it's not like he's coming over a month in advance to get used to everything. So I don't like that, but I do like that he's got a Peruvian chin and that he has endless cardio, that he can scrap. Dude's going to he's going to fight for everything he's got in this fight. He's going to give it everything he can. The one red flag is that I don't think he has the offensive grappling to take advantage of the weak spots in Sumadarji. Also, I don't think he wants to fight that way. I gotta go Borjas. Give me. I'm not even gonna. I was gonna throw out the Blackhawk as the name. Give me Borjas. We'll go with that. I think he gets it done as an underdog, and he's one of the few that I feel like can come through as a dog this week.
Guru.
Really, really sketchy fight, and one that I like am looking forward to watching. But to say that I really want to have a vested interest in this fight, like a gambling interest in this spot, I'm not fully sold on that. Both guys are fairly durable on the feet. So, you know, while they have a lot of knockouts, like it's not necessarily something I see coming. Then again, it's in fucking China and anything could happen at any point in time. Because these guys are going to stand and bang. Looks to me like, yeah, man. I mean, Borjas' striking defense is a fucking problem. Like, if, you know, I feel like Sumadarji, after getting run through by Matt Schnell, right? It's like, that guy, like, you don't move your fucking head at all, dude. And you have a 17% better striking defense than the other guy. I don't like that. Sumadarji throws at a high pace. So if you're not going to avoid his strikes, I don't really love it for you. I don't know. They're flying Borjas across the world, right? Yeah, he's from Peru, man. Right?
Really? You don't say.
What's so funny about that?
I don't know. You just like, I don't know. You just realized his nationality live on air. It was funny.
I didn't realize it. I'm articulating it.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. All right. So I just think that they're flying this guy across the country to take him
across the country,
across the globe, across the
world.
That flat thing.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but how did that go for them when they wanted him to lose to Ronaldo Rodriguez and he went in there and put the whooping on him?
No, it's true.
Yeah,
Ronaldo was the smaller guy, right?
Yeah, and they're cool with that because they don't really care about Lazy Boy.
I mean, that was in Mexico. It was supposed to be Rodriguez winning that fight. Like, Borjas was brought in to lose that fight, and he made him look stupid. So,
yeah. Well, I think, you know, he was clearly a better striker than Ronaldo Rodriguez, who also seemed to abandon a little bit of like his heavy wrestling approach to have some fun on the feet there, which, you know, going into that matchup, that's not like Kevin Borjas. That's where he excels, right? Is from distance. And Rodriguez, he goes ahead and he literally only shoots 5 takedowns and gets 57 seconds of control. Borjas did a good job at disengaging. There was no chain wrestling approach. So, but I don't think we even get to that in this matchup. I think it's fly like an eagle. I think it's Sumadarji spreading his wings, floating around the octagon, and making himself hard to touch. I know Kevin Borjas is going to be tempted to touch, but I don't think he's going to close the distance safely. Nono Costa showed what happens when he faces a guy that has better striking fundamentals. And also, I know, you know, listen, his debut matchup, that's a toughie, right? It's Josh Van.
He did good there.
He did. He's a solid fighter. Like, and Contender Series, he shows like shooting a ton of takedowns won't necessarily work. Like, he's very good at scrambling and getting up. But what he's not good at is defending strikes. So I think that's where he's going to have a tough time. Sumu Derji is a striker. And why does he have trouble in his last matchup? It's because Mitch Raposo shoots 19 takedowns.
That's
19 takedowns. 4 minutes of control on 19 takedown attempts. Sumu Derji is doing a great job of disengaging, getting out, and Mitch Raposo storms forward and gets there. But when they're striking at distance, it's 39-8. Like, it's not even close. And I think that that's what this fight looks like without Kevin Borjas trying to shoot takedowns. But he's got a great chin. He's durable as hell. Like Guru said, he is from Peru. So from the mountains, he's probably got great cardio and a great chin. The only time, he basically got knocked out, but he stayed alive and got submitted on the regionals. But then Nono Costa showed that that chin can be cracked. So I'm a little nervous, but yeah, I think it's Sue by decision. I think that's what you got to do. But I respect the dog shot, Tyler. I respect it.
Yeah, I'm higher on him than most people, and I think it in part is because I cashed on him as such a big underdog on the Contender Series when everybody was like, no way. And I was like, dude, this guy's getting it done. He was like my most confident pick that week, and everybody was like, what's wrong with you? But dude nailed it. So now maybe I'm a little biased. Like, I'm pretty sure I picked him over Josh Van too, which in hindsight was stupid, but
I feel you. It's just he lacks the technique, but if he fights someone that doesn't have that dog in them, he's going to expose it. I think that
he's got good
Borjas is really
technique.
special. Yeah,
just not the defensive technique.
No, and Sue, he's got the big octagon here. We're not at the apex, so I think we see him fly like an eagle. All right, we've got the Super Saiyan Tayalake Naraji versus Kiefer BDK Crosby. Guru, I'll spare you from taking this one first. Maybe you'll get the next one. I'm really curious about this matchup here. I'm very confused at what's going on. Short notice replacement. Crosby was supposed to be fighting, what was it, Kenan Song? And for him to pull out of this fight, man, that's a silver platter type of matchup, getting Kiefer Crosby in your home country. But I'm curious with Tailake Naraji, he's not necessarily a heavily wrestling guy, and that's where Crosby is the absolute worst. So if this fight is taking place at distance, then you're like, oh, shit. Well, Crosby's 3 inches shorter and giving up 5 inches for each. Like, God damn it. There's not really a lot that makes me want to take the dog here. But on the same token, short notice debut, don't really know. I mean, listen, it's partly, did I do the deepest of dives on Naraji? No, but he gets a lot of finishes, a lot of knockouts. And Crosby, if there's one thing he's got, it's striking. I don't think he really gets it going. Naraji probably wins. And the funniest thing would be if he gets his second career submission, because Crosby just can't defend a choke. And once you start hurting him or attacking the takedowns, it comes easily. I just don't think Naraji's actually going to go to that. So go round 1, round 2. I think Crosby does end up getting out of there. So the under 1.5, I think it could be a little close at minus 195. And maybe it ends a little later round 2, but it's probably Naraji round 1, round 2. Guru? Should I pass it to Tyler first here? What do you think?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know that this was a fucking fight. Who is this guy?
All right, so Tyler, why don't we go ahead? Can you help educate the group?
Yeah.
I know you did a good job here.
Okay, so this one was tricky for me for 2 reasons. One, because short notice debut for Naraji, and 2, like sometimes these guys that come in with a really impressive record and they haven't really beaten anybody, they end up just kind of getting that big step up lesson. And I think Crosby could do that, but I also know how much of a poor nail Crosby is. He's really good as a hammer, not good at all as a nail. Like if you start giving this guy resistance, he starts to crumble, at least at this stage in his career. And Naraji, one thing I really like is that he mixes in his elbows and his knees and his combinations. And I feel like that's something that's going to crumble Crosby after having to travel all the way across the darn world. I mean, not all the way across, but pretty close. Yeah, I have to go with Naraji, but it's not the most confident pick. I could definitely see this being a spot where the veteran comes in and, sets back the young guy that's stepping in on short notice. But I think this is also a spot where they're trying to kind of get rid of Kiefer Crosby. They brought him in on short notice to lose when they needed to fill a spot. He's kind of still in that spot. They just need him to lose. So, yeah, it's Naraji for me, but it's like my least confident pick on the card probably.
I mean, is this guy really that good with all these round 1 finishes?
He's all right.
Patterson's been subbed twice in round 1. It's not like he's not durable. This guy's all knockouts. Is anything cooler than the over, or is he just going to wrestle this guy and choke? No, because he doesn't He doesn't have any subs. How's he gonna choke? He's gonna strike with him. He's got an armbar sub. I don't see it, man. I like the over. Give me an over. I bet fight to start round 2 is gonna be plus money.
I think that's all right. I think that's a decent play.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. This guy's fighting for his job. Both of them. Come on.
Kind of, yeah.
Give me 5 minutes.
Do we have a line on the over or on the fight starts round 2? Anybody know?
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Please,
that.
Guru,
Let me
do
pull
the
that
Lord's
up.
work.
I'm doing it. Moses says that fight to start round 2 is minus 110 over on FanDuel.
That's all right. That's not a bad play. Minus 110.
I'm going to see if DraftKings has anything better. But again, and then you do that and with a little ladder to heaven with a little over 1.5. And I don't know. Maybe we listen. If this guy doesn't get a finish, is he going to just gas out and be dead?
Maybe, but so is Kiefer Crosby, to be honest.
Yeah, we haven't seen that either. Oh, yeah, look at that. Just a couple decisions on there and mostly round ones. Yeah, this guy smells really bad.
I really don't like the over. I really don't like it.
You just think you think he sells it?
Yeah, I think round 1, round 2. Yakuza cash is heavy.
All right. Yeah, it's minus 110 everywhere. Well, what is this guy? The Yakuza stop. That's ridiculous.
Yakuza's Japan, by the way.
Yeah, I know that was.
Yeah, what?
I messed it up.
You need the triads, right?
I messed it up. Is that? Oh God.
Yeah,
or is it?
That's so racist. God
what about
damn.
Shredder? Is Shredder gonna get
round 1, round 2? Nurajai is minus 190. So what else you got, brother? You have to do better than that.
Yeah, no. What if I tell you doing better than that is just staying away?
Yeah, staying away is the right move.
All right.
Please do the right thing. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm judging you heavily. It's Mountain Tiger Fight Week. The good thing to do would be to support the boys. We're aggressively approaching 1,000 subscribers. You can be a part of that charge. Why not you look yourself in the mirror and ask how you can support Chronic Combat today? All right, Uncle Sam is done talking. Let's move on. We've got Hiya Sir Mahashata plus 110 versus G Money Gage Young. Guess which one is a TB nickname? Neither, technically, because Mahashata's first or last name is Hiya Sir. He goes Mahashata only, but Hiya Sir, how you doing? Welcome back to Shanghai. We're gonna have a good time in this matchup. I'm really curious, Guru. What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking, why do we got the guy from China as a dog? Like, what is that about?
It's reductionist, but it is a good question here. He's got the size, he's got the reach, right?
That's the opposite of reductionist. You're going big picture.
Oh yeah, I was adding to it.
You're making it bigger. Oh, you make it bigger, all right. Yeah, I don't.
Christ, you're not invited anymore tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Gage Young, does this guy really belong? Wasn't good enough for Dana White Contender Series. Yeah, he lose to a decent fighter in Quillen Salkeld. And then he takes a short notice opponent, short notice opportunity up a weight class versus Evan Elder. Gets his block knocked off for 15 minutes. So actually wasn't even up a weight class. It was actually just short notice. So
it was really short notice too, if I remember correct.
Yeah, but he didn't look great. He's just tough. So I don't know. Like I'm not really sure. Like losing to Rafa Garcia and Nicholas Mota. I mean, Mota is somebody who has legitimate skills on the feet and has some significant power as well. And Rafa Garcia had 6 fucking takedowns. So he's not as good or powerful as Nicholas Mota, and he's not going to grapple like Rafa. I mean, the Slava fight is pretty terrible, getting knocked down 3 times. I mean, he's been knocked down 5 times in his last 2 losses. So that chin issue from Mahashata is a problem. But again, is Gage Young really the guy that's going to do it? Is he the one?
G Money.
I guess. So, I mean, if you like Gage Young, might as well take him by knockout. But I think Mahashata is pretty tough, man. So I don't know. Beating the shit out of Gabriel Benitez doesn't mean anything.
That was a close fight too.
And he gets really pretty lucky versus Steve Garcia. So is he just like really shit?
Tyler, what do you think here?
I think the American's about to come across and win. I know that he can wrestle. He just, for whatever reason, decides to put on these fun fights. And I hope that he realizes, oh, shoot, I have to get a win here. And I'm going to wrestle this dude that can't wrestle, at least not to his level. Because Gage Young can actually wrestle pretty well, right? I think he can out-wrestle Mahashati, no problem. And then on the feet, I think it's competitive. I got Gage Young here. I think he can top time him, and I think that's what he should do. So I'm taking Gage Young, and I'm kind of surprised that he's not a big underdog because of the sentiment around him. But I think people are also seeing what I'm seeing. But like when you look at his competition, like Elvin Elder's darn good. Like that's a tough short notice fight. And I mean Quillen Salkield, I mean the guy's just he's still winning, you know. So I mean, sure the Jubilee fight was kind of a layup for him, but like Quillen Salkield's pretty good. So like, all right, I'll give him a pass in those sort of. But no, I think Gage Young can put it on him. I think he's got insane cardio. I think he's got a good pressure. I think he's durable as heck. And I think Mahashati is going to land some shots. And Gage Young's going to say, oh, I should probably take this guy down and just beat him up. And I think that's what he does. So give me Gage Young. Maybe a decision or a TKO.
Has he shown that on the regionals? I got to check my notes.
Yeah, he's wrestled pretty well when he needs to in the regionals. But he's been trying to have these fun fights ever since he's come to the UFC because he's fighting like a doofus.
Solid level change to single leg takedown and decent top pressure are in our notes. TV's
you bet, dude.
Yeah, I will say I'm concerned both ways in this matchup. They both have a couple ways to disappoint. I think if Gage Young decides to not wrestle, some of the things that make him have fun fights are what's going to make him a moving target for Mahashata. He kind of runs face first into the pocket. And what Slava Claus and Nicholas Mota do that Gage Young doesn't is clean, crisp, technical counters and super fast hands that could throw 3 to 5 strikes in combination where you don't see one of them coming. Gage Young, you're going to see all the strikes he's throwing coming pretty straight and direct. It's not anything that's going to surprise you. So I think he lacks a depth to his striking that gives Mahashata issues. And even Gabriel Benitez, I mean, some of the hardest calf kicks you can see in that dude, I mean, he could throw volume, he could kick to every level, and he's got real power. I don't think any of that really goes for Gage Young. But to Tyler's point, and to Guru's scouting notes as well, if he's shooting consistent takedowns, can he put on a Rafa Garcia approach? Mm-hmm. And I don't really think that the answer is going to be yes, at least convincingly enough. I think this fight is going to end up close. But if it is on the feet, Mahashata should win those exchanges handily. He does have a significant height advantage, and I think that's going to help him stuffing the takedowns here. The dude's like a giraffe, the way that he can use his kicks and his length at times. The pressure from Gage Young, it could backfire in his face. It's tough. I lean towards the dog shot on Mahashata here, but it's tentative. I'm not the most confident because I see a clear path for him to lose, and I understand why he's lined as a dog. I feel like he has a clear path to victory himself. So I got to go ahead and take a small shot on Mahashat, but I mean, tread with caution here.
Yeah, if this was in Vegas, I'd bet Gage Young, but it's not in Vegas, so that's a little different.
And if it was a small cage, and the small cage, that too. Yep. Like the fact that we're in a larger size octagon now, it's in UFC. It's UFC Shanghai. We're not in like the apex of China, right? Like we're not in their performance institute. We're in a real arena, so that's another thing that I think plays into the factors for Mahashata here.
Well, imagine Gage Young came over like this week rather than like a month or 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the funds to really make that happen at this stage. But all right, we're moving on. We've got Lone Star Loney Kavanaugh versus Energy Charles Johnson, the loner himself. This fight is very difficult because all things on paper are just absolutely screaming Charles Johnson. Not going to lie, we beat a little CLV because we had to get a little taste. Charles Johnson plus 200.
You mean we got a little CLV, we beat a little line movement.
What did I say that was incorrect?
You said we beat CLV. That doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, I'd like to apologize.
And the line also hasn't closed yet, so technically we don't have CLV.
All right. While the guru's taking his dick out and being annoying, Loney Kavanaugh here, the question is, like, what stage is he at? Is he ready for this next step up in competition? Is this the UFC getting him? Like, is Charles Johnson ranked coming into this matchup, Guru? If you could look that up before your
He's
breakdown.
15th.
He is? So this is how you get Loney Kavanaugh into the top 15. Charles Johnson, he's going to need a finish here. He's not going to start off fast enough. He's probably... I get worried because he doesn't eat calf kicks well either. He's very heavy on the front foot and he boxes well. He's got great length. He's got great ability. I think he's a great fighter, but it's not a 5-round fight. I don't think he's getting finished. The books are all over the fact that he's probably going to win round 3. But Guru, what did you tell me about this matchup today and what type of fight it parallels that's sketching us out of keeping this ticket right now?
Do I remember?
You compared it to a fight last week that we had a dog shot on.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that you actually still agreed with that sentiment. I kind of compared it to us taking the dog shot on Jessica Andrade over Lupe Godinez, and just that, like, some CLV trending our way anyway, and just like simply not doing enough, like kind of just being a little long in the tooth, not fixing the holes in your game, and just being, I don't know, underwhelming. And is Charles Johnson is going to do exactly what Charles Johnson does. 5 strikes in the first, 10 strikes in the second, and 50 strikes in the he's just not gonna fucking do anything. And it pisses me off. And you just like have to lose money on him because he doesn't give you a fucking option. And the truth is that Loney Kavanaugh has already fought like faster strikers in Ochoa and Felipe dos Santos. Like, those guys are faster than Charles Johnson. So that's a fucking problem that I don't feel like we accounted for TV when we're doing this. So like, he's fighting fast guys that love to strike versus this guy in Charles Johnson who's just plays with his food and has all the talent in the world, but won't fucking fight. I've never seen something. It must be some sort of yip mental block type thing. I don't know what it is, but it's a fucking problem. He could have even beat Temerov with the steroids if he just fucking fought in the second round. He doesn't even need his first. He fights so good in the third. You don't even need the first, brother. Just fight in the second. He didn't. He won't do it. I told him to his face. I met him, took a picture. I was like, bro, come on. I swear to God. Respectfully, of course, but I did. Fuck. So yeah. Kavanaugh's good, man. He's really talented. He's really technical. And he's the young, ripe age that these guys get better quickly. I feel nervous about it. So
cash it out.
And again, again, you're right, but I'm not going to cash it out now. I'll cash it out on Saturday if I still do it, whatever, Friday night, if that's really still how I feel. It's just like, because the truth is, 3 minutes into this fight, Charles Johnson will be plus 350. Like, he just will. He'll get knocked. He'll stumble. He'll do something stupid. Like, whatever it is, it's just not good enough. And that's probably why, even if he does end up winning this fight, why the line won't budge very much anymore, I think, because he's just going to lose round 1. People used to say that about Josh Van. Josh Van made adjustments after the Charles Johnson fight.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Charles Johnson made those same adjustments.
I thought
but, it's time. It's time.
All right, sorry.
Dog or pass, but I'm not doing it. Like, it's just minus 400 to go. It's like, it's sketchy all over. It's
Lonnie unanimous is probably the correct.
It's gross. It's going to be gross.
Yeah. Tyler?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I echo almost exactly what Guru said in the fact that if you're on the Johnson side, you're going to be sitting there just screaming at your TV, like, please, dude, just do something. And he won't do it. He's not going to do it. Because when has he ever won a first round? Like, has he? I don't know. I don't know that he has.
So, only Josh Van fight.
Oh, that's true. And that
because
was
Van does not win first rounds himself.
exactly. And also, I think it was split on the scorecards who won the first round.
That's fair. It was going to be on 2 of the scorecards, 1-1 going into 3.
Yeah. Yeah, because like it was weird because like both guys tried really hard to lose the first round in that fight, and like somebody had to win it, I guess. So to be fair, short of like getting a point deducted on purpose, he did try to lose the first round, but he didn't go that far. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Kavanaugh is going to lose the first round, and I feel like Johnson probably wins the third. But like, man, at that point, like, just Kavanaugh's just going to survive. Part of me just needs Kavanaugh to win. I have him in this like prospect competition that I'm in, and if he gets ranked, then that like gives me like a bunch of points. So I'm really rooting for him here because he'll get ranked if he wins this because he'll be 15. I think he gets the win. I think he gets the 29-28 decision. Kavanaugh wins the first 2 rounds and then we have some scary moments in the third, but I don't think he gets put out. He doesn't have the problem where he's fighting every like 3 days or whatever like Van did. I think he's going to be fine. And I think Kavanaugh if he can eat the shots that Ochoa threw back at him, I think he can eat Charles Johnson's shots. So I've got to take Kavanaugh, but like, man, if Charles Johnson could get himself to the point where he could be in 5 rounders, the dude could be dangerous, but he just can't get there because he keeps losing the first 2 rounds. So yeah, Kavanaugh's my pick.
It makes sense, man. I gotta get there with you. We're coming off the CJ train, at least, and this doesn't mean I'm going and throwing Kavanaugh on a parlay. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go lay his money line right now. I just think it's going to be the smarter thing. Even if, say, I'm like, oh, damn, Charles Johnson, like Guru said, plus 300, plus 400 going into round 2. That's probably where I'll want to throw a couple bucks instead of a few units to win the same amount. So, yeah, we'll wait. If there's a live betting opportunity that presents itself, great. We'll be there. We'll be up. We'll be ready for it. But I'll wait till then. And like the Guru said, we have some semblance of beating the current line. So let's wait and see where we get to, right? All right, we're moving on. It's time to ask about righting your wrongs. Can Rongju get on the right track? Right your Rongju minus 250.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. No. You wait a fucking minute. Right your wrong?
Yeah. You got to right your wrongs. How many times has this guy been winning a fight and gotten finished?
I don't know.
Terrence was trying to answer in the background.
Terrence, what do you want?
The answer is Kazula Vargas, Ignacio Bahamondes, and Chris Padilla. He needs to right his wrongs. Those are some interesting losses. But in this matchup, yeah, Thud Hubbard flying across the country, as Guru would say. I don't think he has enough to win here because typically
it's not wrong, by the way. He is flying across the country. He's just flying across multiple countries.
It's okay. True. All right.
I buy it.
If you gave me the plural, I would have given it to you. But
he's flying across the countries.
There you go. All right. So what I am interested in, though, is Austin Hubbard. He's a guy that eats a lot. He doesn't really have great defense. When he can impose his will,
you're calling him fat.
Yeah. When he can impose his will in the wrestling and have an advantage there, he can stay safe and he can win fights. I don't think that's the case here. I think Rongju has righted some of his wrongs in the wrestling department. He doesn't seem to have quite the same deficiency at this stage. And yeah, you're still able to kind of work a high volume approach and try to get there on him, but he does a much better job of working up to his feet, staying safe and not just like giving up a dumb submission in an exchange. And his striking has grown leaps and bounds. I think he should win this fight handily. Minus 258 seems appropriate from a money line perspective. I don't think he's like the lock of a century, but more often than not, he should win this fight. The question is, at under 2.5 plus 195, the way that Rongju is typically going to lose is surprise, you got finished. And Austin Hubbard, I could see him just eating an absurd amount of damage or ending up in a bad spot if he goes to shoot a takedown, some type of crazy choke. I think the under 2.5 is interesting from a sprinkle perspective, or the fight doesn't go. And then I'll pick Rongju.
You really think he's going to right his wrongs against Austin Stephen Phillip Hubbard? Apparently that's his name. Yeah, I mean, Austin Hubbard is got to be fighting for his job again, right?
Yep.
So be the 5th fight. I don't usually think you get a 5-fight contract, so maybe they're like, all right, we'll give you one more chance if you come out, if you go out to fucking China for us. Rong Zhu, yeah, I mean, he pulled off some pretty cool shit versus Cody Steele, but Cody Steele's not very good, was he? And very inexperienced. The Chris Padilla fight lives in my memory.
Dude, Taco's been getting it done,
his
though.
Being a big favorite. He didn't get it done in his last fight, did he? Oh, he did. He beat Jai Herbert. Yeah, we won that split.
Mhm.
Oh, that was the fucking best. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was fucking sweet. Yeah, Chris Padilla is the fucking man. But that was the Macau card, wasn't it? No, that was a Vegas Apex card. Wow, that was Sean. That was Brady Burns. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, why not, wrongs, dude? You should right your wrongs. Does he make it to the parlay of the week?
I guess, listen, if once a week we're allowed to try to make the bookies pay. We're not 5-unit Tyrese Maxeying it or anything like that. But God damn it, you're talking some sense. I think we got to consider it. Because it gets you value.
Austin Hubbard smells, and he smells really bad. I mean, he doesn't finish anybody.
He's choked out. Antonio Carlos just got a subby. He's rear nakeding the hell out of him right now. Yeah,
Antonio Carlos.
Go.
Yeah, I bet that. I hit live a little bit too.
On Shoeface?
Yeah, it was hot. He wins.
I legitimately flipped my pick mid live stream yesterday
because I was doing it right now, and then they locked the line right after I hit it. I didn't even get a chance to.
Wow. So I was texting TB. I was just like, "Yeah, why is Shoeface a dog again?" And I didn't look at the fights, and I didn't care, and I didn't bet it. But it's like, why do they keep making Shoeface a dog if he just keeps winning PFL championships?
Let me see. There was a time earlier today. It was 3:23. And I told him, you're right that Shoeface as a dog could be of interest. He got back to me later on, but I knew that there was a quick obligation right before the pod. So I understand. Shit happened. I should have made sure he was on it. But in all fairness, I lost a bunch of money on other fights before this one. So it's not really to end up in a profit. It's just to kind of save the biscuit here. But what the people really came for, I think was to get to this next fight. We've got Demolidor. Michel, the fitness consigliere, Pereira. Minus 270, mind you, versus the Darce Knight, making his dramatic return to the UFC short notice. Kyle Dawkins, flying across the countries to get to Shanghai to take on Michel Pereira. This is an interesting matchup because I want to know, Michel Pereira, what's your walkout dance going to look like? I think that's going to answer a lot of questions. And Tyler, did you get a full Hubbard breakdown there? The Guru's asking me. I think I fucked up.
I don't remember now. I don't think so, but it's
no. I don't. Did you even break it down?
Oh no, I think I got.
I just smoked. So like, what did you like? Did it happen or did I blank out?
I think the only thing I talked about was like the fight with Taco, actually. But
no, you didn't go at all.
Yeah.
Oh, balls, my bad.
You're fine. Rongju probably wins. Hubbard will probably make it close enough and then probably just not win and lose because like the dude goes to a split decision loss like all the time. So that's how it's going to be. Hubbard only wins if you just gas out and die. So yeah, Rongju probably gets this one done. It's pretty cut and dry.
And just for that, you now get to go first on Demolidor versus the Darce Knight.
It's another one. Pereira should win like 100%. Like I understand he's coming off a couple losses, but come on, like. And Kyle Dawkins is like everybody's on his side because they're like, oh, let's get him back in the UFC, this, that, and the other. And like, I get it, but like, I'm notoriously a Michel Pereira hater. Like I've bet against him many, many times, and it's been great in certain fights. In fact, I was big against him in the Abus fight, and it paid off. So, but the thing is, like Dawkins is a really good regional talent. But I just don't know that he's quite here. He can beat some guys in the UFC, like the Jamie Pickett's of the world and stuff, but Pereira's a step above Jamie Pickett, no matter what I think about his cardio or his, decision-making in there. I think he probably gets rid of Dawkins here. I don't think Dawkins can take the shots coming back his way from Pereira. I think Pereira is going to have enough jiu-jitsu to stay safe. I mean, in hindsight, the fact that he somehow made it so late into the fight with Fluffy was kind of impressive, even though he was just getting rinsed the whole time. But yeah, I think Pereira can survive the Dawkins grappling. I think on the feet it's not close. I think Pereira gets him.
Fair enough. Guru, do you feel the same? Do you have any divergent thoughts? What do you think about this matchup?
I am definitely concerned about Kyle Dawkins' striking defense, and I'm concerned about his durability. I mean, he's even on the regional scene, like that Sean Connor Fallon fight. I mean, he went to fucking war. He went to war to win that round 3 decision. Otherwise, like, he's just like, even the decision with Greg Ellis, like, it wasn't fantastic. Like, he had a lot more to prove. It was really the guts to pull out the Fallon fight and then winning his next fight by round 1 finish that has just kind of put him in this undeniable spot. Hey, man, you're 4-0 since leaving the UFC with 3 finishes, and you're a champion in a solid organization, and you've now defended your belt 3 times. You give the guy a chance, and this is kind of what you give him. Is Michel Pereira washed? That Abus Magomedov fight, was horrendous. That wasn't even the guy that showed up versus Anthony Hernandez. Like, that was a horrible fight. And you see what they're trying to do to him. They were going to give him Marco Tulio to go knock his fucking block off in China. Like, that was not a here you go, Michelle. Thanks for headlining versus the dark horse of the division and being a solid, entertaining guy. They don't give a fuck. And I still am not sure that this is a great matchup for him because, like, Kyle could push a grappling pace. He could just be more dog for it, honestly. He wants this bad. I just, by the way, boys, weigh-ins are on, like, right now, which is kind of
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, because it's in China. So I think they started, like, maybe 15 minutes ago or whatever. But, yeah, so dog or pass, but I'm not really interested in this fight at all again. Like, I'm just kind of interested in watching maybe some grandma's couch cushion props. But, yeah, Michel Pereira, generally a tough guy. And, I mean, definitely a tough guy. So, if it's going the distance, what is it to go the distance?
It's plus money. It's plus 130. This
Yeah.
is one of the fights that I was tickled at the prospect. There's only 5 fights that are plus money to go to the distance on this card. And this one at plus 130, it just gets me thinking. What do you think you're there?
I would, again, it's like, can this guy fly across the country on short fly across the countries on short, fly across the globe on short notice, and I don't know what's wrong with me. And
doing your best.
And win, right? Can he come out and actually perform? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough ask. I will say the Sean Connor Fallon is actually like a pretty good like regional test. So like I get that he put up a fight there, but yeah, that's not UFC level. But I wanted to like highlight because like that's a regional guy. They're like, his record looks like crap, and then you're like, he's pretty tough though. Like you look at who he's fought, guy's pretty tough.
Yeah, he is. You make a good point there. Like it's not. There is solid competition in it was a CFFC, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and that is a solid prospect in their own right. So, yeah, I agree. It's just, sure, if this fight plays out and we have to see Michelle tested in the deep waters, it could get ugly. But the timing, the speed, like Abus, his defensive abilities, if you're not wrestling him, he's pretty damn good in every facet. And you go back and you look at the stats, and that's as close as it gets on, like, striking metrics. For a fight that's a 30-27, like unanimous decision, essentially for Michelle, Abus Nurmagomedov. Clearly a step down here. I think like Michelle, he has all the opportunities in the world. Like I think Kyle Dawkins, a couple of those finishes. One, he got a fractured orbital and like a headbutt and then got kneed in the face and then came back too soon and took another fight after that in the UFC. And that's what ended up, Eric Anders finishing you like that. I think that was residuals from the Delize. One, he gets headbutted, then he gets kneed, then he gets up again, he gets dropped again. Like there was a lot going on there. So I think he is fully healed. And even if he does eat some shots, maybe he eats them and survives. But Pereira should be landing the way cleaner strikes. He's the way more fast, clean, technical. And unless he's just truly given up and this is the end of the road for him, which, by the way, he is younger than Kyle Dawkins as well.
Supposedly.
That's fair.
That dude's way older than he says he is.
If you see a very sad walkout dance from Pereira, just throw it all on Dawkins at that moment. I think like if they actually let us watch the walkouts, that would be nice, right? But yeah, that would be it. And Kristen, he probably is coming in
Shanghai.
It's a good question. Yeah, it's a good question. But yeah, he's going to get at least 3 fights out of this contract stepping up here on short notice. So he will get an opportunity to show what he's worth.
Yep.
We got Yeehaw, minus 1,200. I'm so glad he wasn't here for this. Versus www.westonwilson.com. Plus 750 versus the minus 1,200 Yeehaw. The triad is awaiting. They're thinking about where to place their bets here. And maybe Yeehaw throws it. But realistically, I don't know. This is interesting because Wilson has like a 6-inch height. Only 2 inches of reach, very, very short arms, as you can kind of see from the photo. But, he's got some grappling, and also he trains out of the Wonder Boy gym. So he's not like the worst striker, but he did face some absolutely electric, power-hitting Brazilians that, listen, man, I got to give him a pass. And then when you give him a guy like Jekka Saragi, who's completely outclassed in the grappling, well, you see where Weston can shine. It's just where he's his best. That's probably where Yeeha's got him paced out. The length could be a bit of an issue. But damn it, like, do not let us put Yeehaw on a parlay. In fact, I lean towards the over 1.5. I don't think that there's a super fast finish here. Yeehaw, he typically is getting these subs, or I don't think he's knocking him out on the feet. And submission, I think it's going to be tough to get if he's not hurting him first. There is the chance that he's solidly faster and a better athlete and gets in the pocket and lands some damage, and Weston goes down, www.westonisdunzo.com, and you're in sadness. But at plus 750, Weston Wilson, you just can't take the Yeehaw side in any type of parlay here. I just think it's irresponsible. So we won't do it. I got to find some type of prop, and I think the over is just screaming my name. So Guru keeps settling in. Tyler, what do you got on this fight?
Yeah, so here's the deal. Like, for like a Tapology pick, so that way like my picking percentage is good, I'm taking Yeehaw. But I would be lying if I said I didn't have like $13 bet on Weston Wilson because, dude, what? I think I bet him at plus 773 because I don't think Weston Wilson's a total trash can. And Yeehaw's fine, but like he's not minus 1,200 fine. I don't think that's the case. I think Weston Wilson, people like think he's awful because he got knocked out by who? John Silva? Who? Joe Anderson Burrito?
Yeah,
okay. Like, what would those two guys do to Yeehaw? Probably the same darn thing. You know what I mean? Like, they probably knock him out too. So I don't think Wilson's all that bad. I think he's competitive here. I think he probably ends up losing, but over 1.5 is a fine spot. But for me, I don't think he loses at the percentage that the odds imply. And when I got him at 773, I'm like, you know what? Let's try to win $100 with 13. So we're taking Weston Wilson as a long shot, but I think the winner most likely ends up being Yeehaw or Yeehaw. I love that. That's so bad. It's good.
It's so bad.
It's so fucking bad. That was going to be the first part of my breakdown.
It's so bad. It's good though.
No,
it's
good. It's very, very bad.
It's great.
I mean, would anything be funnier than Weston Wilson by sub?
It would be likely. He has 12 wins by submission?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that?
Yeah, man. 12. 11 by round 1 sub. I mean, this guy's gonna grapple stupidly. He's gonna stick his head right there before there's any damage, before there's any sweat.
He does have a submission loss on his record as well.
Yeah, dude. Like who the fuck has he fought? Anybody he's fought halfway decent that's not a cab driver literally beat him.
I think this is our first official trip to Grandma's house this week.
Yeah, it's so
first
funny.
official.
So funny.
If you don't have like $10 on Wilson, it's like, what are you even doing here? You know?
Yeah. What could go wrong? Like, are you really? Is that going to make or break your night? It can only make it. It can only make it. So, I love it. Guru, did you have any final thoughts there? I feel like okay, fair enough. I want to make sure I didn't pull the Austin Hubbard fight again. All right.
What do we got on his submission line? I'm pulling it up right now. Is it bet?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, baby. What do you got?
So shouting out Cloud Bet a little bit. They do always have the best submission props. Weston Wilson by sub is plus 1674.
Wow.
That is better than the rest of the market by 274. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's only plus 1400 right now on DraftKings. So
promo code 138MMA if you sign up at Cloud Bet. Just saying.
Cloud Bet it up, people. Make sure you follow him over there. All right, we've got our next matchup. Zhang, will I slide? It's other side, Xiaolong, plus 102 versus Jiu-Jitsu, minus 122. Su Young Yu, I ask you, 138. What do you got in this fight?
I'm so torn on this fight. I've flip-flop back and forth in my head a million times. It comes down to like, what do I think the judges are going to want? And I don't have a clue. I ended up siding with Su Young Yu for my breakdown, and like this is definitely just a pass fight and kind of get some more information on both these guys for me. I think it goes over at a high clip, but that's minus 315, so there's nothing there. I think Su Young Yu can definitely get the grappling going, but I also think on the feet he's kind of in trouble because Xiaolong is very skilled on the feet in comparison to Su Young Yu. And Xiaolong is a dog. Like this dude is gritty as all get out. So I could see him also just out gritting Su Young Yu and getting a win that way. So Su Young Yu's grappling is so gosh darn good. It's really underrated. Did you see that crazy like back take from the road to UFC that was like the sickest thing I think I've ever seen? Top 5 sickest things I've ever seen.
I did go through, like, when a few of these guys were making their debuts, I actually went through every one of their road to UFC fights. I think I forget, who was it? Was it Zawu? No, not Zawu Pasi, but I know what you're talking about. It was crazy.
It was absolutely bonkers. And I think Su Young Yu's grappling is just a step ahead. So I think if he clings to him here, he can win. But like, man, I'm just staying so far away. But Su Young Yu for the sake of a pick.
It's going to be tough. I understand your point there. Guru, what do you think about this one? He's muted. Oh no.
And then I did it, and then you did it. God damn it. So like I keep digging for the dog and wanting to bet the dog, and at plus 110 and now plus 102. I'm like, should I still do it? And it's just like there's only one of these guys that's like actually like quote unquote elite at something here, right? Like, and I feel like a lot of times like that actually does matter in lower level MMA because they're going to check a lot of the same boxes, but this guy's going to have something real to bank on. That's kind of where I lean with it. You know, Xiaolong really hasn't put much of a stamp on anything. I mean,
other than the Quang Li fight.
Yeah, that was his last fight. That was great, but that was like it's been almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, obviously they're not letting him fight in the U.S., right? So it's like, I don't know. Well, he can't get here or whatever. So
his last fight in the U.S. was the Contender Series fight against Quinones.
Oh, there you go. Wow, that was a long time ago. Look at that. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a pass fight. This is something that if you're actually up at 3 a.m., whatever, put $5 on a prop, but I don't know. I don't know. You can't, you know, you don't have to bet on every fight, guys.
I will tell you what I expect here and why it could make for a good live betting opportunity. So one of the factors in this matchup for what Xiaolong brings to the table is just like relentless forward movement, pressure, constant scrambles, pushing forward. He'll go to the clinch. He'll strike in the pocket. Like he's a chaos merchant. Exciting fights. And if you want to take him down and control him, you need to do it a billion times. The dude's going to stuff takedowns. He's going to get up. I feel like there's a few ways you could attack this fight. Pre-fight, some props for like over on the total takedowns for the Su Young Yu side. I think he is going to go to the grappling and at least attempt to. Zhao Long is going to be good to get up a bunch of times, and you're probably going to be able to get some good looks as far as that goes. Then the other thing I would consider is that, I mean, the line keeps crashing. Zhao Long, like I said, he's going to crash forward, do all this stuff, but that's going to leave him open to Su Young Yu is a bit more of the technical guy. Like, he can land counters. He should be faster. And the aggression might actually make it easier on some of the takedown entries and potential back takes. The ability to scramble could leave him open for body triangles. Su Young Yu, that jiu-jitsu, he's probably going to try to put it on display. So if Zhao Long comes out aggressive, maybe clips him early, looks to be landing more volume, he will slow down at least a tiny bit. And I think that if you could get Su Young Yu at plus money at any point, that's probably what you should look to do in the first round. So, yeah, he's the pick. I think it's by decision. It's going to be really tough to get Zhao Long out of there. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it's a close fight. It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. And, oh, baby, here we go. We've made it. We've got Uran Gorilla Sadibaldiev versus Dire Straits Dr. Nurgajaya. This is just, it's terrible.
It's the battle of last names.
Yeah. The Salty Baldy versus, yeah, I don't even know what to do with Nurgajaya, but it's quite interesting. Minus 148, the line has crashed. There's been some action on the Nurgajaya side. He opened up as a bit of a bigger dog. Came in like 4 or 5 pounds heavy for his last fight. Puts on an absolute shitter of a performance against Brenson Ribeiro. Getting outstruck from distance, finally lands the takedown. We're like, yes, he's turning the tables. Immediately Kimura, reversal, bottom position, death. Just not good.
You should not be getting Kimura at the UFC level. It's just not a thing.
It's not good. The question is, the weight miss, whatever happened there, is that indicative of like debut stunt? You know, shout out to our boy Best Fight Picks. Like, is that what happened there? Did he just kind of like drop the ball out there, coming in as a big favorite in his first fight? The pressure's off now. Kazakhstan pretty close, you know, to China, so it's not like he's traveling that far. Sadibaldiev, you could probably say the same. He really doesn't have to, you know, it seems to be like both guys are in that type of region. So it's just, I think Nurgajaya has a bit better defensive tendencies, whereas Sadibaldiev is going to be a bit more reckless, crash into the pocket, and he swings a bit wilder. But that volume could just be enough if Nurgajaya is just going to sit there from distance and eat damage and pause and, you know, be like patient and not throw a ton of volume. Those are all the things that could go wrong on his side. Now we have a little bit of a small dog shot here on DR. This is another one of those ones. Are we keeping it? Right. This is a tough thought. So Guru, anything change in your mind? Any new info you've been able to come up with in the process? Getting CLV is one thing, but you got to be right. So what do you think? Are we right here?
I find myself very fucking nervous. I'll tell you that much.
I'm scared.
Losing to a complete fraudulent pants in Brenson Rivero is not good. Like losing to Martin Badai, I don't care what TV says have to say about you or Dana White letting you go. Like, I don't really think that's the worst loss ever. Like, the dude is decent enough. I just don't really know with this Nurgajaya guy if he's going to actually be able to fucking do much of anything against Salty Boy, who at least survived his first UFC fight. And what I don't like to see, and very scarily, is the guy that he beat before Martin Badai. He wins by, bitch, you guessed it, Kimura. So,
beat me to it.
like that's so scary, bro.
Oh my
like
God.
it's just like we're just like asking for it. It's like, please give us AIDS, please just bet on this fight, and how would you like some? It's just like, fuck. So I lean to the dog because this is a fucking shit show, but I mean, again, with the over being pick 'em like that too, it's just like it's going to go to the judges and they're going to be asleep in China or dreaming about, I don't know, doing something fun, eating some ramen. I don't know. Are they going to be watching the fights?
Tyler,
for the final time tonight.
So here's where I'm at, right? We have the benefit of being able to look back in hindsight at everyone's fight careers, and you can dig deep and you can kind of follow the string of fights through, right? Uran Satibaliev is a guy who just, I guess won the championship over an LFA, won and defended the championship over in open fighting championships. And he's fighting guys with pretty good records. And then you look at their records to see if they're any good. And you're like, okay, they're not bad. Okay, these guys are all okay. You do the same thing. And I know this is just looking at numbers on a sheet, but you can use it for some context. You do the same thing for Nurgozha. Who has he beaten that's any good whatsoever? And you look through the record and you're like, okay, his first bunch of fights are against not good competitors. And then you're like, what about this Magomed Magomedov guy? You're like, this guy was 12-3 when he fought him, and his name's Magomed Magomedov. That means something, right? Well, he's got 4 losses, one of which is to Nurgozha by decision. And then another one's to Rebecki by decision, or by elbows from Kružbić. You're like, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. But then you scroll down a little further, and his 2 other losses are to a 6-6 and a 6-4 guy. And you're like, okay, well, maybe that guy isn't the coolness that we thought he was, and the rest of his wins are against a bunch of cans. It's really tough. So you're like, okay, has this guy made it to the UFC without beating anybody? And when you look deep, you realize that's kind of the case. I'm not saying he's terrible. He's better than all the people he fought up until the UFC. Getting Kimura by Brenson Hibero is not a good look. One thing I can say about Uran Satibaliev is that this dude fights like he stole his lunch money and he's trying to get that stuff back. Like, this guy comes at you. And he did that to Budai. And Budai is a monster compared to him. Satibaliev was a light heavyweight. He took that fight on short notice, weighed in at like 222 against Budai, who cuts to make the heavyweight limit. He was vastly undersized, and he took it to Budai. Even though he lost, he went at that man with zero fear for his life, did not care. Like, he does the same thing to Nurgozha. And when he does that, I think he gets the win. I don't know if he finishes him, but I'm starting to think he does. So for me, it's got to be Satibaliev. I think he can get a finish here. I think Nurgozha is just bit higher up on the competition level than he can actually compete with, and I think this is a spot that we're going to see that. And there's a reason that Satibaliev opened as such a big favorite.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense to me.
That I literally was about to say that makes a lot of sense, and that is kind of how I remember that fight playing out too. So it's like,
yeah. I took it to Budai.
Yeah, I think he actually got to stay away from the dog here.
Yeah. I think it's a dog that looks good, especially if you got the opening line where he was like, what was it, like plus 500 or something? It wasn't quite that much, but it was a lot. What was the opening line? I'm going to look it up. Hold up. Opening line.
2 something?
Yeah. I guess it bounced right up to plus 250 right away. If you got him at plus 250, I don't hate it. It's still not great, but I don't hate it. But yeah, there's no meat on the bone now.
Nope.
Even at plus 250, like I would pass. I did pass.
Just enjoy the fights. Wake up early. Have TB cook you some breakfast. Cool. Yeah, 3 a.m. over here. Have TB make you some breakfast and just, I don't know, enjoy the fights.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we got to hurry out of here because we're going to get Romanov getting kicked in the nuts at any moment.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be hilarious. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Throw a like, subscribe to the channel. Tyler, 138, give the people something before we let the guru take it away.
Yeah, so guys, you can check out all my stuff at 138 MMA pretty much everywhere. Something I want to point out, though, is I'm diving deep into this contender series stuff, right? We went 5-0 on this last one. That was a pretty good deal for us. We have week 3 breakdowns and week 4 breakdowns already up on the channel for anybody that is a channel member. It's only $2.99 a month. That's like almost nothing. The reason it's $2.99 is because any cheaper than that, and YouTube's just like, dude, you can't do this. So, I mean, you can, but they take like a bigger cut. Anyway, $2.99 is all it costs. You can get week 3 and week 4 breakdowns. Otherwise, they'll be made live for week 3 as soon as, probably Sunday. But week 4, you can already get that. So anyway, I'm on top of the contender series. There's the stuff.
Nice.
We can dig it. Make sure you're checking out our friend 138. Dude, seriously, thank you so much for joining us. We love getting to chat with you. Don't get to do it quite enough.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, dude.
anytime, literally stepping up on short notice, made weight, no problems, like a
No
true
problem.
professional. Really, really appreciate it. Guys, seriously, go follow 138. Go follow my unbelievable co-host, TB Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Pickett, Instagram, Tapology, and Bet MMA. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Pickett, Instagram, Verdict, Tapology, and Bet MMA. We will not be back next week. Enjoy your week off. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. We will be back in Paris. Imavov versus Bahalio should be a fucking awesome fight card. So definitely looking forward to that. So make sure you're there. Be safe out there. Subscribe to the pod. And let's make some fucking money, guys. Deuces.